Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the 2024 blueprint for becoming a penetration tester. We're going to walk through an expert's roadmap, step by step, to show you exactly how to break into this really exciting field. So, how do you actually become a penetration tester in 2024? If you have ever typed that into a search bar, you know the feeling, right? The path can feel like this confusing maze with a dozen different people all telling you where to start. And you know what? It's true. Without a clear map, it's so easy to get lost. But what if you had a guide from someone who's not just walked the path, but literally wrote the book on it? And that's where Philip Wiley comes in. His whole approach is designed to be that zero to hero roadmap, giving you a super clear path to follow. So let's start where he says everyone has to begin. Okay, first things first, and Wiley is super adamant about this. You cannot just jump straight to the fun hacking stuff. As he puts it, you can't skip dinner and go right to dessert. You have to build a solid foundation. So this is what that foundation looks like. 4 essential pillars. Now, Wiley's point isn't that you need to go get all the certifications, but that you absolutely need the knowledge. You've got to understand hardware to know what you're attacking, networking to know how you'll get there, Linux because, it runs most of the internet, and basic security so you understand the rules you're about to break. This stuff is completely non-negotiable. And honestly, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? You can't break into a system if you don't have a clue how it was built in the first place. These fundamentals are your key to understanding the mechanics of the lock you're trying to pick. So, once you have that foundational knowledge down, where do you go to get your hands dirty and actually start practicing? Well, the advice here has changed a lot in just the last few years. You know that old advice about building an expensive home lab? Yeah, forget it. Wiley now says the new way, the better way, is to use cloud platforms. Why? Because you end up spending your time learning the content, not troubleshooting your own broken lab. It's cheaper, it's way more efficient, and it's always up to date. So where do you start? Wiley lays out a really clear learning path. You kick things off with Try Hack Me, which is fantastic for its guided step-by-step rooms. Once you're comfortable there, you graduate to Hack the Box for more realistic and difficult challenges. And to keep your core skills sharp, you use free resources like Over the Wire and Under the Wire to master the command line, which is an essential tool for any pen tester. All right, let's talk certifications. You've got the knowledge, you've got some hands-on practice. Now, how do you prove to a hiring manager that you can actually do the job? And this is a huge distinction that can make or break your job application. The industry is shifting hard away from those multiple-choice theoretical exams. Hiring managers now want to see practical certs, where you have to actually hack into a machine in a lab environment. It's the difference between saying you know the concepts and proving you can do the work. So here's the recommended path. You start with accessible but still respected practical certs, like the EJPT or TCM's PJP. These are designed to prove you have solid entry-level skills. Once you've got one of those, you set your sights on the industry's crown jewel, the OSCP. Yeah, it's famously difficult, but passing it is a major signal to employers that you are ready. Okay, technical skills are vital, for sure, but they're only part of the equation. To actually land the job, especially in a competitive market, you have to find a way to stand out from the crowd. And here is how you do it. You build a brand by creating content. Writing a blog post doesn't just show you solved a challenge, it shows you can communicate complex ideas. Sharing scripts on GitHub doesn't just prove you can code, it proves you can build tools. Every piece of content you create is proof of your passion and skill that goes way beyond a simple resume. And if you need proof that this actually works, just look at Wiley's own experience. By building his network and brand over time, he had 2 job offers within 24 hours of being on the market. Come on, that's the power of putting yourself out there. And that brand building has to include strategic networking. Think of it like this. You go to hacker groups like local DEF CON meetups to find your peers and sharpen your skills. But you go to professional groups like ISSA and ISACA to find your future boss. That's where the hiring managers and mentors are. You really need to be in both rooms. All right, finally, let's talk about your secret weapon as a newcomer. It can feel intimidating to see people with 20 years of experience, but there's a way you can gain a serious edge. You find that edge by focusing on the new frontier. Think about it. Fields like API hacking, AI security, and cloud pen testing are exploding in demand right now. But because they're so new, nobody, and I mean nobody, has 20 years of experience in them. The pool of true experts is small, and that is your opportunity. And this is maybe the most powerful piece of advice in this entire roadmap. Don't be intimidated by the veterans. By dedicating yourself to a new, in-demand technology, you can literally leapfrog people with decades of experience in older fields. You can become the expert, and you can do it faster than you think. And that includes embracing tools like AI. It's not about being replaced, it's about making yourself more powerful. The professionals who learn to leverage these new tools are going to be the ones who succeed in the years to come. So there it is. The blueprint is on the table. From building your foundation, to getting hands-on practice, to landing the job by mastering the new frontier, the path is clear. The only question left is, where are you going to begin?